Hello everybody, welcome to Adorama. My name is Ab Sesay. Today we want to introduce the new RTGX Flashpoint Godox trigger for the Sekonic L-858D-U. What this enables you to do is not only wirelessly fire your flashes from using the meter, it also allows you to control the power wirelessly. It allows you to control the power of the modeling lights wirelessly, and it also enables you to do wireless HSS. So for this shot that you see here, my goal was to get this cool day for night look when we were outside. And I'm using HSS so I can shoot above my normal flash sync in order to get control of the ambient light conditions. One of the things I also did was I gelled my main light with a warm gel. This way it cools down everything around me and we get this nice day for night look. For my rear accent light, I was using a sports reflector. It's able to throw light far away, and I think it's really one of the unsung heroes of the lighting world, especially when you're working on location and you need to throw light a good amount of distance. There was also this area right in front of the gargoyle that was kind of hidden by like another kind of granite obstruction that I was able to put another light in as well. I feel like having this light kind of raking through from the bottom just made the shot a little bit more dynamic and gave the model a little bit more edge. So one of the complications for this shot was A, I'm using HSS to bring the ambient light down, and B, I have lights all over the place that aren't that easy to get to. And I want to be able to meter a light, and if I want to change it, to be able to change it immediately from the position of the model to make sure that it's correct. You know, we're shooting inside an environment today in which kind of to get to the lights, you have to climb around a little bit. We're kind of shooting down in this kind of granite pit that used to hold water. It used to be some sort of small pool. It has all of these obstacles around that aren't that easy to kind of quickly go over if you want to make changes. So once I'm at the model's position, I want to get everything set up, know what all of my lights are metering at. So when I go back to my camera, if I do need to make any of adjustments, I can make these minor tweaks, but already knowing what my lights are set to and what they're doing. When HSS was put in the big lights, it was a game changer. Now we're able to shoot HSS with way more power than we've ever been able to do it before, but it's still very difficult at times to dial that in. Having a meter is critical because now we can meter HSS and know that we're going to get the right exposure right off the back without any guesswork. And today I'm shooting on the Fuji GFX 100, which is my new favorite camera. The resolution, everything on this is amazing, but it's 100 megapixels, which means all the time that you're taking doing test shots, each one of those test shots slowly adds up to gigabytes of data. So I'm able to dial my shot in quicker, use less battery power, and use less memory card space, storage, and batteries of my camera as well. Having a meter was critical. Indoors, I decided, you know what, let's work with gels. Originally, I was gonna work on just a normal red background, but then I said, you know what? Let's gel a white background red because it really tells the story of metering and dialing your exposure in perfectly. For the shot that we did indoors, I have two lights aimed into the ceiling with red gels. This is basically washing our entire set with red. Then I'm using this Glow branded sports reflector to kind of light our model. A lot of people say, you know what, you're not supposed to light people with hard light. I think hard light placed at the right axis could work for anybody. You just have to make sure the angle that you're shooting at, as well as the angle of the lighting, complements your model. You have to make sure that's kind of on axis with their face, and you can get unbelievable results using really hard light. I also rimmed the model out with another normal reflector, and what my goal here was to have like a little bit of that red from the background, looking as if it's kind of wrapping around our model so that it doesn't look like she's just pasted onto a red background. So a meter was critical to a bunch of different parts of this shot. First, when I'm metering the background, I want to make sure the background is about 3 stops underexposed to my main light, because what this is doing is letting me know that I'm going to get good saturation of those reds, that the reds are 3 stops underexposed from what my main exposure is. And then when we come to our main light, the reason the meter was so critical is because I'm using a sports reflector, which means if I can meter the model's face here, and I can meter the model's face here, and I can get up to a half to a full stop difference. One of the secrets to getting this beautiful hair doing a beauty shot, not just use a fan, but have your model do a little bit of jumping. And what it does is it lifts all their hair up and you get this nice, big, beautiful hair that almost looks like it was blown by a fan, but it also looks like it's completely weightless. So what I had her do is I metered, and then I metered where she was gonna end up. And I found there was about a half stop difference. A meter lets me find the hottest part of the light, so I can place that exactly where we want to place it on our model, and I can communicate to the model where her head position needs to stay in order to kind of stay in the sweet spot of the light. One question I get about my lighting is a lot of people want to know about flash duration. A beautiful thing with these Flashpoint lights is they tell you the flash duration that they're shooting at. I'm now doing a beauty shot in which I have the model jumping in order to get this weightless look with her hair. And if I'm using flash duration is too slow, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see like a little blur. And the worst thing is it's gonna start to look like it's unsharp or kind of out of focus. It's not gonna be critically sharp. Understanding flash duration and make sure it's dialed in properly and that the flash duration on the light matches the flash duration that I'm metering at just lets me know I have nothing to worry about. Especially when I have all these other lights contributing to the overall exposure, I'm able to put the dome down and just meter the light that's coming through from the front, which is hitting our model's face. I can be 100% sure that none of the light wrapping around her is affecting our flash duration because I have all types of flash duration going on set. I'm getting T1s of around 1/7,000th of a second. But if I go to my background lights, I'm using a red gel. Red gels eat up a tremendous amount of light. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm losing 4 stops back there. So I have them pretty much dialed all the way up. And using a meter, I can see that, you know what? Even though the flash duration in the back of the model may only be about 300th of a second, very slow, the parts that are gonna be critical to really making the image look sharp, I'm able to know that I'm not gonna have any problems there. In terms of the gear I used today, not only did I use the meter to help me get to my shots quicker, not only did I use these Flashpoint lights because they're great in studio or on location, as well as the glow light shapers, I also used the Fuji GFX 100. The GFX 100 is beautiful. It has one of the best files I've seen. And shooting at 100 megapixels, it gives me more than enough room to crop to 16:9 for video. It allows me to crop to square or even 4:5 for social media. I can also pull long banners out of this. It's pretty much endless what you can do with this file. So it's really, really a pleasure nowadays in which we have to accommodate so many different pieces of content, having an image like the GFX 100 that you can just continuously pull content from. Thank you guys for joining us today on Adorama. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified of more important content just like this. My name's Ab Sesay. It was a pleasure presenting this video to you today in the new Sekonic RT GX module, and we'll definitely see you later.